Okay, we're going to continue in the Apocrypha. This is the Wisdom of Sirach, chapter 44, verse 13. Their posterity will endure forever, and their glory will not be blotted out. Their bodies are buried in peace, but their name lives to all generations. Peoples will recite their wisdom, and the congregation declare their praise. Enoch pleased the Lord and was taken up from the earth, a pattern of repentance for all generations. Noah was found perfect and upright. In the time of God's anger, he was taken in exchange. On his account, a remnant was left to the earth when the flood occurred. Everlasting agreements were made with him that all life should never be blotted out by a flood. Abraham was the great father of a multitude of nations, and no one has found equal to him in glory. He observed the law of the Most High and entered into an agreement with him. He certified the agreement in his flesh, and when he was tested, he proved faithful. For that reason, he assured him with an oath that nations would be blessed through his posterity, and that he would make him as numerous as the dust of the earth, and would raise his posterity as high as the stars, and that they should possess from sea to sea, and from the river to the end of the earth. He guaranteed it to Isaac, also in a like manner, because of his father Abraham, the blessings of all mankind and the agreement he made to rest upon the head of Jacob. He acknowledged him with his blessings and gave them to him as his inheritance. And he divided his portions and distributed them among the 12 tribes. From his posterity he brought a man of mercy, who found favor in the sight of all mankind, and was beloved by God and the man, Moses, whose memory is blessed. He made him equal to his holy ones in glory, and made him great in the fears of his enemies. By his words he brought wonders to pass. He made him glorious in the sight of kings. He gave him commands for his people and showed him some of his glory. Through faithfulness and meekness he sanctified him. He chose him out of all mankind. He made him hear his voice. He brought him into the thick darkness and gave him his commandments, face to face, the law of life and knowledge, to teach Jacob his agreement and Israel his decrees. He exalted Aaron, a holy man like him, who was his brother, from the tribe of Levi. He made him an everlasting ordinance and gave him the priesthood of the people. He blessed him with stateliness and put on him a splendid robe. He clothed him with glorious perfection and strengthened him with garments of authority, the drawers, the robe, and the apron. And he surrounded him with pomegranates, with very many gold bells all around, to ring out as he walked, to make their sound heard in the temple, to remind the sons of his people, with a holy garment, with gold and violet and purple, a work of embroidery, with the oracle of judgment, the decider of truth, with twisted scarlet, the work of an artist, with precious stones engraved like signets, in a setting of gold, the work of an engraver, for a reminder in carved letters, giving the number of the tribes of Israel, with a gold crown upon his turban, engraved like a signet, with sacredness, a glorious distinction, a work of might, the desire of the eyes, richly adorned. Before him there never were such beautiful things. No alien was ever put them on, but his sons alone, and their posterity forever. His sacrifices will be wholly consumed. Twice every day, perpetually, Moses filled his hands and anointed him with sacred oil, and it became an everlasting agreement with him and his posterity all the days of heaven, to minister to him and to act as a priest, and to bless the people in his name. He chose him out of all the living to offer sacrifice to the Lord, incense and fragrance, for a memorial service, for a memorial sacrifice, to make atonement for your people. In his commandments he gave him authority over the agreements about judgments, to teach Jacob the decrees, and to enlighten Israel with his law. Strangers conspired against him and envied him in the desert, the men with Dathan and Abiram, and the company of Korah, in their wrath and anger. The Lord saw it and was not pleased, and they were destroyed by his fierce anger. He executed signs upon them to devour them with his blazing fire, and he increased Aaron's glory and gave him his inheritance. He apportioned to him the very first of the first fruits. He prepared the presentation bread in abundance, for they are to eat the sacrifices of the Lord, which he gave to him and his posterity. But he has no share in the land of the people, and he has no portion among the people. For he himself is your portion and your inheritance. Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, is the third in glory, for he was zealous for the fear of the Lord, and stood fast when the people turned away, in the goodness and eagerness of his soul, and made atonement for Israel. Therefore an agreement of peace was established with him, that he should be the leader of the saints and of his people, that he and his posterity should possess the dignity of the priesthood forever. And an agreement was made with David, the son of Jesse, of the tribe of Judah, as the king's inheritance passes only from son to son. The inheritance of Aaron is for his posterity. May he give you wisdom of mind to judge his people with uprightness, so that their posterity may not come to an end, but their glory may last through all their generations. Joshua, the son of Nun, was mighty in war, and the successor of Moses in prophesying. He became, as his name describes him, great to save his chosen,